The big clock project is off to a real slow start. I spent the last few days here in front of the computer trying to draw out what I want, and yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's there's certain things that I can't do until I get a few parts. For instance, I need what you might call the hairspring so that I can make the balance wheel assembly, so I'll know how many oscillations per second, or rather how many seconds per oscillation this thing will swing. And that way I'll be able to then go ahead and make the gear ratios up. But anyway, what it's going to be is it's going to be a very large clock. It's going to be approximately 5-6 feet in diameter, the dial, and the movement is going to sort of rotate on the inside of the dial and point to the time. There's only going to be one hand, an hour hand, and as you can see here, it will point to the time. But because the numbers are so big, or because the dial is so big, if I need to, I'll be able to tell within a fraction of a minute, what time it is. But I'm not real worried about if it keeps accurate time. I'm just hoping I can get it to work. It's going to have a few unique features. One I've just mentioned, like the movement will rotate inside the dial. Although this is probably nothing new. I've seen this sort of thing in wristwatches actually. However, what I have never seen is it's going to be 100% ball and roller bearing. There will be no friction parts whatsoever. Everything will be running on ball bearings. At least that's the plan. And later on I'll explain how I'm going to do that. Anyway, I gotta go down to a clock repair place, and I think there's one not too far from here, and they still repair wind-up clocks, and it's quite possible he's going to have the mainspring out of an old movement. Now, I have 3 movements down in my workshop right now that aren't being used, except they all work. If I take the mainspring out, they're going to be useless. So I hate to do that. Anyway, what I've done here is I've gone ahead and I've drawn up the escapement, and the way I've drawn it oscillates one complete oscillation about every 12 seconds. In other words, it ticks about every 6 seconds. So you can see it's running pretty slow. I've drawn it so that the balance wheel there is actually 16 inches in diameter. Anyway, we'll go into all that later. But here you can just sort of watch this. And in the meantime, thanks for watching.